All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Appreciate you all being here and so excited for our guest who's been on this channel several times. Lori from the Way of Positive Change. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's always the pleasure to come on your channel and then have you come on mine. We like to take turns.
Yes.
And we have so many great questions for today. There's so much happening.
So much, right? It's been a busy 2026. We could say
Listen,
that.
I've got coffee and water. So
All
I've
right. So you're all
got
good.
water. I'm ready to go.
All right. Do you have anything going on with your channel or anything fun going on that you want to let everybody know before we get started?
If you would like to schedule a reading or purchase a gift certificate for reading for someone for their birthday, or you can go to the wayofpositivechange.com and scroll down to book a reading. It's very user friendly. I'm not doing any classes until after I get back from California. So that's about it for me.
Got
I'm
it
here
for
with
you.
you. That's a big
That's
thing.
always a plus. We'll take it.
All right. I just did a fun video with Danny and Sheila, and that was fun. And then with Lena the night before that. So
Oh, nice. So you've
yeah,
had some good collaborations. I'll
yes.
say I've been a little checked out on YouTube and in the news lately, but I did catch the end of your show with Danny and Sheila yesterday, which was really nice.
Hmm.
So if you're not already subscribed to Lori's channel, which I'm sure a lot of you are, but please go over, double check, make sure that you're subscribed. The Way of Positive Change on YouTube. Subscribe, give her a thumbs up, leave nice comments. Really
Thank
helps
you.
with the YouTube algorithms. Of course.
It
And
sure does.
from yes. And for me, if you're not subscribed, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button or double check, YouTube's been pretty notorious for unsubscribing um, to channels, especially a lot of the psychics. Um, Make sure that you have the notification bell to know when me and Lori are going live. Again, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment. Let me see, what do I have going on? I do have some openings for readings, Reiki sessions, or I do a combination of both. Might have one next week, but availability in February if anybody's interested. kevinlovingvibrations.com is where you go to book. And then I also have a Holy Fire Level 1 and 2 class that I'm in the middle of now, but have another class offering Saturday, March 28th for Level 1 and April 11th for Level 2. It is a combo class. It's very beginner friendly through Zoom. So if any of you are interested in that, you can go on the website and sign up. And then for anybody that's a Reiki practitioner Level 2 for at least 6 months, you have your Level 2 symbols memorized. It can be from Holy Fire or any Reiki lineage. I have a Holy Fire Master Level class April 24th through the 26th, so a 3-day class. I think I have 4 spots open for that if you're interested. All right. I'm trying to think. Mel should be on the channel tomorrow. Did start a new class that runs like right up to it. So see how we feel. If I'm feeling up to it, Mel will be on tomorrow. For my members next Monday, we have our mini personal readings for 20 of the members. I think
Nice.
that's about it for now. I have some other shows coming up, I think like towards beginning of February. So
And learning Reiki is so much. I didn't do the Holy Fire, but
mm-hmm.
I am a Usui Reiki
Yes,
master teacher. But learning it is it's so much fun, and you benefit yourself. Of course, especially even when you're doing healing for other people. So
absolutely.
it's fun to take classes.
Yes. Well, and especially with everything being so heavy and a lot of our members and viewers are very sensitive and intuitive in themselves, and so they're picking up on all this collective stress. So a nice way to kind of cleanse, heal, empower yourself. Reiki is a wonderful tool for that, and anybody can learn it. It's pretty easy.
It
I think
is.
when we talk about different ways that you can use it, sometimes people get a bit overwhelmed or they think, there's a lot to it. And there can be if that's your style, but Reiki can be just just as simple as being in alignment with that healing frequency of love, and figuring out the ways that you want to use it for healing, for manifesting. It's
Yeah.
just as much of a spiritual practice as it is, energy healing work.
And your intention, and you can't do it wrong. You can't mess it up.
Right. It's channeled energy. We keep our egos out of it. So,
Yeah.
and also if you're looking to develop your psychic abilities, raise your consciousness, it supports in that too. They kind of go hand in hand. The classes are very deeply healing between, in Holy Fire, it's called a placement rather than an attunement, but that's what gives you the ability to channel Reiki energy. And we do some healing experiences in class as well. So it can be very deeply healing and give you a tool so that you can use it on yourself, others. Again, kind of cleanse, clear, empower, heal, all of that good stuff. All right, my friends. So a lot going on in the world. We're reading on political and current events.
A lot of people are saying Ohio's getting ready to get hit with that storm. Is that
coming up this way?
Yeah, you don't.
I don't know.
You didn't watch
We have. It's been the last 2 days has been extremely cold, like 0 degrees, and then with the wind chill, I think going a little bit into the negatives overnight, and some snow, but nothing major. I mean, the roads are all iced and covered over, but we're used to that here in Ohio, or at least Northeast Ohio, where I'm at.
I guess it's supposed to be particularly severe, though.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't heard that, but I believe it. I heard that there were storms in the south, which we're actually planning on reading on today. But
we are. Yeah.
Yes. And can I just say also real quick too, thank you for everybody who sent healing energy and prayers for my dog, George. He pinched a nerve or did something with the muscle in his front shoulder. And so I ended up having to take him to the vet last Friday. They gave him a monoclonal antibody shot for arthritis. And the next day he was like a new dog. I swear, between the shot and all of the love and healing energy that the community sent,
wow, that's amazing.
Really helped him to turn around. So appreciate that, really do. All right.
That's amazing.
Yes. I'm so grateful for our community. They're so wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know about that monoclonal antibodies for arthritis. I didn't know that.
I've never heard of that for dogs either, or for arthritis. I think, isn't that COVID shot, Paxlovid, isn't that for, and I know that they use it for some cancer treatments as well, but never heard of using it for animals or, arthritis. Mm-hmm. So
amazing.
Yeah, and not super expensive either. It was pretty reasonably priced. So
wow.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. You had a couple questions, and I have some questions starred. I have some questions that were sent in. What did you want to read on for today? Jack Smith testifying tomorrow?
I did want to take a look if that was going to be productive. Would it make a difference with anything? Is that the second catalyst thing that pisses Trump off so big that he actually does the overreach thing? We have to try and then it's over? Because
or have a big distraction, big distraction with the overreach.
Yeah, we got to.
Let's take a look at how the testimony goes, energy around that, and then let's take a look at Trump's reaction to it.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right.
All right. How does the actual testimony go?
It's so good to have you join, Lori. I always enjoy our time together.
Thank you. I always have fun being with you.
All right, Jack Smith testifying tomorrow. What can you tell us, Spirit? I'd already read on this, I think, last week or the week before, but it'd be interesting to see what the energy feels like today.
Yeah, because Mr. I couldn't pass my bar exams, Jim Jordan is going to be trying to do.
Oh,
can you even imagine that he could even try to come up with something? He's going to just be.
Or even just like this push against the Clintons right now too, when he refused to testify, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. You want me to go ahead or you got it?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I shuffling the Ace of Pentacles came out. So there's something physical, some kind of evidence that is coming from this. At the bottom of the deck, the Tower. So something crumbles. So something's a bit explosive. I have that with the Page of Swords, which is my whistleblower card information. Somebody feeling a bit betrayed here with the Three of Swords. Now, around this situation, I feel like we're going to get something good, but it doesn't feel like it's, I mean, maybe with that Tower, it's something very significant, but there's more to come afterwards, I feel like. Because I have the Hangman here, which is a bit a delay, things being a bit suspended.
Mm-hmm.
His hands might be tied on what he can actually talk about. But where the energy's going, we have the Judgment card. So there's karma. This could be a big announcement coming in. The Sun, illumination, and then the Death card, endings. I mean, these are all like major arcana. This is pretty big. But I do, and I was getting this the last time, something will be revealed from the testimony. I see a lot of people talking about it, but I feel even bigger stuff coming out in the future from Jack Smith, if that makes sense. What are you picking up with this, my friend?
I turned my sound up. Thank you for asking about my mic. Betsy asked about. Okay, so I feel like they're trying to write down questions. They're scurrying around trying to get them. And it may start off like it's a little rocky. I don't know if they can get the timing right. Something, they have to juggle something. Something's not the atmosphere or in the room. And then he is going to drop a small bomb.
Yeah.
I feel like he's, like you said, I feel like he's going to give a hint or a clue or something that just, it's the thread that you can pull, you know? And and there is going to be information that leads directly to Putin, because I got both of my Russia cards.
Interesting.
Both of them. And he is the star. And he leads people to hope and believe that they'll be able to dig and find more information with this.
Yeah. To me, it feels like the thing that we get maybe from the documents case, although I don't think Eileen Cannon has ruled on whether things can be disclosed. Maybe it's alluding to something. But maybe that's where that Russia connection comes in, because we know, for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, there was a lot of top secret military information that was passed on to adversaries, right? That he's bought and paid for. So I feel like that could be where it's going. Do you feel that, I'm not sure when she has to make a decision. I think February. I think the information has to be released. I feel her doing something to delay it, but I almost feel like the 11th Circuit courts or somebody above her like reverses her decision, so it's released. Not all of it, because a lot of it's classified. But I feel like that may be when Jack Smith's testimony or share something that's extremely damaging.
It could be, but he is gonna. He's
There's
dropping.
I agree.
There's a breadcrumb trail here. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel something coming out. I feel, but like I said, the big bombshell feels like it might be in another month or so after that decision. We want to take a look on how Trump's feeling about his.
Yeah, we do.
How he's feeling or how he'll respond. I wonder if Seven of Cups will come out. Or illusions, delusions. Look over here.
All right. Show me. What will Trump's reaction be to?
How will he react to the Jack Smith testimony tomorrow?
Did you hear that Newsom went to the Davos and he was interviewed and he said that, Trump was unhinged and he said, look, Trump's like a T-Rex. You either mate with him or he'll devour you. It was great.
Oh, I get not good. He's trying to hold on to the narrative. He's upset about what comes out. He feels very unstable, grounded. Short-term outcome is the Tower here.
He's going to try to. You want me to go? Or are you done?
Yeah, you're ready. Go.
He's cooking up something.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to counter it, get in and around and about. He's trying to make a deal, even to perhaps have it be hidden, or he's trying to do a trick. Maybe that's why they stumble at the very beginning. I'm not quite sure why that would happen. He's trying to make a deal with someone to say, do away with him, get rid of him. How can we scheme him, scam him, do something? And then he's going to make an announcement of some sort that he's got a deal with Greenland or a peace deal or something. He'll try to announce something or take over I think you said this earlier before we started, like he'll try to take over and step up to the mic to say, we've made this agreement or this or this or this, he's doing anything he can to get around it, to outsmart Jack Smith, to get behind it, ahead of it. Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah. Well, I get he's going to act childish. I don't think you need a psychic to tell you that. Six of Cups here. It's crossed by the High Priestess, which acting childish because of something hidden coming to the surface. That doesn't affect just him. It's him and deals he's made or agreements that he's made with others. He's going to do whatever he can to hold on to power, control, but the Tower's coming for him. Now, I also think it may be a response to Jack Smith, but also I think Epstein, all of the other stuff going on, he's just looking for distractions. So what does he do? He causes chaos.
Yeah.
Final outcome, I get the Ace of Wands, which is taking some kind of action. That is not going to be very good with the Devil here. Trying to I'm feeling like a force of power. Action being taken as a force of power. It could be, I'm not feeling necessarily a takeover military in Greenland, but it could be continuing to threat and intimidate. But I'm almost wondering, too, if it's amplifying all of this awful energy with ICE or threatening to use martial law, sending the military in for protesters. I got a hit last week or the week before. I feel like we're going to have historic protests in March and April. Like 50 million or higher, like the largest protest in our history.
I agree.
As a response to everything.
I protested yesterday, and there were several places to protest in my county alone. So it was good. There were several at each place. I do think that he will advance a military. He gets so mad. And something else is coming out that doesn't have anything to do with Jack Smith, but something else is coming out, I think, with the girls.
Yes.
I think something else is coming out tomorrow about Epstein or the girls or something. I know the girls are suing, the survivors are suing Pam Bondi.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Good. But he's going to try to he's going to try to distract with something with military. And he has just said that he has told the soldiers and officers at Fort Bragg, 2 units specifically that are officers, to get ready to be deployed to Minnesota.
Of course he did.
That happened today.
Can I share the hit I got while you were talking? I agree. I feel like they're sending military, continued, ICE escalation in cities, Minnesota specifically. But I'm almost wondering too if we've heard him kind of tiptoeing around doing something with Iran, and I feel like that might be that big distraction.
It could be.
I feel it's coming. If it's not this month, I feel like in the next couple months.
Debbie Smith,
Another.
the military obeying his illegal orders. Can we look to see if they'll stop? Like, will they stop obeying him?
Yeah. I'll say when he first got in, and I don't know if I read this with you or not, Lori, I felt he would take something too far that would lead to his removal. And I always felt like it would be martial law, sending the military after people, where even the Republicans can't stand by him. They want him out. But I feel like there would be resistance from the military. Maybe not all of them, but from a lot of them. I think that would be a step too far, sending the military against protesters, the American people. But let's take a look.
Yeah. Every time Trump gets the 10 of wands. So he is taking everything way too far.
Mm-hmm.
Too many irons in the fire. He's spread too thin, and he's over the edge. So he's going to go over the line, and he went over the line at Davos.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll take a look at that too.
All right. Let's see if the military will stand up.
Yeah. Well, I'll say, Lori, when is he not overstepping or doing things too much? I mean, that's been this whole year, right?
Yeah, but it's
and even beforehand, but it's escalating.
It is.
My guide showed me a vision of a train, and this was last fall, I think August, September, and this train's out of control, and it continues to build momentum, and at some point, it's going to implode. It's going to crash. That's the only way that you can stop it. And I feel like it's very symbolic of the times that we're in, and that is coming very soon. I feel like the next 3 months specifically is there's going to be a crash, a boiling over point. But also I did hear that, was it Spain had a very serious train accident.
Yes.
And I had been talking about that for a long time too.
Somebody had that happened day before yesterday. All right. Yeah. So how are we asking this? Will the military stand up to Trump?
Will they obey his orders to attack protesters?
Okay, so we're going straight for the protesters, not anything else. Will the military obey Trump's orders?
Let's take a look at since you were picking up him getting military on standby for Minnesota. Let's check protesters.
Okay, let's protesters. Will the military obey orders from Trump to attack? Let's get the military to obey.
Well, they might want to be careful because the people will fight back. And this is all, again, a diversion. It's all a diversion because he knows the end is near.
Do you think he really thinks the end is near?
I don't think he acknowledges it, but I think in the back of his mind, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
But narcissists can't acknowledge anything.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't realize he's making his own poison. I don't think he realizes it quite yet. There's going to be some kind of action here, but I do feel like it will be halted. Something's coming in to temper the situation. I do also think that there may be people that are bought and paid for by him, because the 9 of Pentacles flew out, which is kind of like a bribe.
paid mercenaries here, Knight of Pentacles. So there may be some that would benefit from that personally because of relationships. I get things escalating. So 8 of Wands, momentum. This is a fight. But like I said, 5 of Wands. The people will fight back. Don't think they won't. And this is going to continue to build resistance against Trump is what I get. It's all a diversion. You have the High Priestess crossed by the Death card. So it's trying to stop the secrets or distract people. Page of Cups, it's not grounded to reality. Look over here. But I do feel like there will be help to come in and temper that situation with the Temperance card. There's some balance. May take a little bit of time. But I feel things get really hot and then they back off. Like the military starting to stand up. There'll be some, though, that I think would go against protesters is what I'm getting.
I feel that some are not going to want to go where he tells them to go. So I've got the 8 of Wands too. They're just going to say, no, I'm not going there. Yeah. I have the right to say I'm not doing this, or I'm not going to participate in that. And they're going to use the law. They're going to cite the law. They're going to use their head over their heart or their heart over their head, one way or another. And they want to remain in control. They have hope for the future, but it ends in a disastrous upheaval.
Yes.
So this could really be, just a giant. I feel like I saw so many comments about everybody thinking that this is just going to be a crescendo.
Yes.
You said, like the train going, and just we're headed for a crash somehow because he has too many irons in the fire. He's starting too many problems, and it's all going to come down on his head. And he is, oh man, I just can't even. He has destroyed our reputation everywhere.
It's gonna take a while to rebuild that trust.
And they need to. I don't know.
Yeah.
What they need to do, because someone will say, "Well, we had Biden for 4 years and everything went okay, so maybe we'll do a deal with you for 3 years. How's that?"
Well, I think I see after Trump's gone and things changing, it's not going to happen overnight. To me, this feels like it specifically 2028 to 2032. There'll be a lot of bipartisanship adding to the Constitution, making amendments, really defining all of the 3 equal branches, putting guardrails on the Supreme Court. We will do stuff so that somebody doesn't have this kind of power and isn't able to kind of take over in this way again. And I think when we get to that point, our allies will start being able to trust us again because those guardrails will be in place, but it's going to take a while. Yeah. Somebody in the chat said, no offense, but the next 3 months is not very soon. The next 3 weeks is very soon. In spirit terms, when you're receiving guidance, 3 months is not very long in a universal standpoint. But I understand what Brian's saying. Being here on Earth in a physical reality, it feels like it may as well be 3 years, right? Yeah. Do we want to take a look at, since we're on this topic, if Trump sends the military after protesters, which I think we both kind of saw as a very strong possibility, how will Congress or the Republicans respond? Do we want to take a look at that?
Sure.
Does that lead to his removal? Because that was always my feeling.
I feel like they act when it affects their pocket. When it comes to money, everything I get comes to he whatever he does is so disastrous that it crumbles the economy and everyone will lose money, and that's when they'll do something.
Yeah. I do think if he did something with Greenland, I do think that we're seeing he's trying to dismantle NATO now, saying that they've never helped us and all of that, which is just after 9/11. I think we're the only ones that have called upon NATO for help, right?
And many of the European countries can just sell the bonds that they hold, treasury bonds, and that just so And he's saying that he doesn't need to put forces in for Greenland. He doesn't have to put boots on the ground in Greenland because he can just do it he can punish them monetarily. He can wreck them. He can wreck them.
But I think if he actually sent military boots on the ground to Greenland, I think that there would be enough Republican support to impeach him. I think that might be a step too far as well.
He said he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. So he had to tackle that.
I think he was told,
yeah,
you're not going to be in power anymore if you do this.
All right, I forgot the question.
It's all good. I know we're kind of getting into a tangent. If Trump sends the military after protesters, how will Republicans in the House and Senate respond?
Okay. Will the GOP, or how will the Republicans finally take him out? If he does that. Well, his speech at Davos was so bad, they need to be taking him out.
We can take a look at that too.
I got specifically that he is being betrayed from within, someone very close.
Yeah.
Two people very close.
Stuff.
Yes, two people very close to him are just working around him, and he doesn't even know it. Oh, I got the same card. I got the same card.
Well, and I have the Page of Swords here too. So I was thinking, would somebody sabotage him with stuff that they know?
Mm-hmm.
And could our allies, people across the sea, leak information as well? Because I have the Two of Wands above it. I've always felt the Epstein files coming from overseas. That's where to me, it feels more like it's the financial aspect of it. You know, him being part of funding the trafficking and that whole operation.
Yeah, except he could never handle money. So, I mean, that's like, no, it's not the one big, beautiful bill. It's the one big, beautiful bankruptcy.
Yeah, BS.
You know, it is, because that's what he's going to do. But
I think the Republican Party would be very divided. I have the Two of Swords as the first card. So they would be like, is this it? Is it time for us to move on? Are we stuck here? You know, with that too, some of them may choose not to acknowledge it. But I actually feel very divided, like almost 50-50, the Justice card. So it's like balanced.
I have that too.
Yeah. And I think some would take action, but some would be crippled with fear.
Yep. But I think
I'm not getting removal from this, but I actually think I agree with you. I feel he'd be sabotaged with information leaks.
They're already working together on what they're going to do when he steps beyond.
Yeah.
They're already working together on this.
And I do see as a final outcome, I threw 3 cards. I have the Strength against the Emperor and support here too. So it may not be this, but it would be, this is a buildup, like we said, leading to more people standing up to him. We're already starting to see some Republicans start to stand up to him. So is it enough to remove him at that time? Maybe not quite, but it's going to continue to build and gain momentum. People will stand up to the Mad King.
Yeah, it's at least going to a vote. I mean, they're going to. I mean, with these two, we're going somewhere. Yeah. We're going somewhere. Right?
Yes, I agree. The
only card we don't have the Hierophant, but with these two, these are the, if we had the Hierophant, that would be an absolute immediate yes, But I feel like I feel like that there's going to be 1 or 2 Republicans that is just going to say, this is it, because they have grandchildren, and they're going to say, this is it. I can just retire. I don't need to stay here. I would like to stay here. I want to. That's my first pick, but my second is to save my country and the country of my grandchildren. So guess what? That's what they're going to do.
Can we throw real quick on just one more follow-up question while we're on this topic? We asked about how Congress and the Senate would respond. How would his cabinet respond?
That's your dog?
Yeah. I have 3 of them. So
okay. How will his cabinet respond to him
using the military against protesters? Is that the step too far? Because I've always felt like 25th Amendment's a possibility, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah.
And I feel like they are all making private backdoor deals with one another, turning on one another.
Yes, they are. They are.
Like that's Rubio and Vance are not buddy right now. They see each other as a threat.
Yeah, I agree. And Kushner, there was a picture of Kushner whispering into Rubio's ears. So it's
I think they want Kushner, or not Kushner. I think they want Rubio.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. Vance doesn't have it.
Yeah.
He has the de-Satan genes. He does not have.
He's not likable. He's not charismatic at all.
Can't do it. And now his wife is pregnant.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that until right before the show. I think somebody sent a question.
So she's pregnant, so that's going to make it really hard for him to divorce her and go to Erica. I mean, if we're going to throw it down. Right.
I wouldn't put anything past him.
It would be very Christian of him now.
Well, they may act Christian, but do they actually hold Christian values?
It wouldn't be Christianese. He wouldn't be speaking Christianese if he gets rid of the Usha. All right.
So how would the cabinet respond to
I'm all into the
military against?
How will the cabinet respond to Trump sending military? Because he's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
We don't have to do in depth. Let's just throw a couple cards because we've stayed on this for a while, but just curious.
They're going to tell him it's against the law. Some of them are going to kiss his ass, and some of them are going to tell him it's against the law.
Yeah, why the same card came out twice? 2 of Swords. Card out. But some would turn their back and want change. I actually think all of the big donors and big money interests, oligarchs that fund this, would be pushing for somebody to step in and shift this into a different direction.
Yeah.
Kind of like returning to somewhat level of sanity here.
Do we have
sanity? Yeah, it's like half and half, give and take. Oh, final outcome, I have 8 of Cups, so that could be a resignation.
Yeah.
Turning them back. This seems stronger to me than Congress impeaching and removing him.
I think actually some of them are actually hoping he'll do this so that they can just stop him then.
Yeah.
I just it's just like, go ahead. Do you feel lucky? Make my day, because then I'm going to stop you. That's going to be it.
Well, and it very well would probably be easier for 25th Amendment. They could impeach him in the House, and there might be support for that. But to remove having 2/3 of the Senate vote him out,
it has to be really bad.
Yeah.
That's going to be the ugly cry. I feel like we're really close. He's been in for a year as of yesterday, and that's what my angels and guides said. So it could be
a year.
It's got it, maybe it's over, maybe it's a year and a month, until we start all the legal proceedings, but they'll only be able to say, well, he was only in office for a year.
Yeah.
So
I can psychically feel and see that the cabinet is all working behind the scenes, already plotting his demise and removal. And then what are those next contingency steps for me? How do I save myself? Because when Trump goes down, he's taking the whole ship down with him.
Yeah. So I'm crossing.
They are all crashing and burning with him.
Yeah.
And he would make sure of it. Whether, if they remove him, he's going to blow up the party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got everything crossed. I got my toes crossed, my legs crossed, my fingers crossed, my eyes crossed. All right.
Where do we want to go next?
Good Lord.
We covered a lot of big stuff already. We want to talk about Davos.
Is there any hope left in the bottom of that bottle of tequila? Oh. Good Lord, have all the mercy. Do we want to ask about anything? You got a good question there? We know this is a he's a runaway train.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't ask about the 25th Amendment. Will they do it?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay.
Like I said, that seemed a lot more likely to me because the final outcome card was resignation, walking away.
Oh, and they're asking, Elon must be held accountable for election interference because they just found out that Doge took the social security numbers. At least one Doge employee was taking social security numbers and giving them to a third party outfit that was trying to run election interference.
Oh, of course they were.
But it came out this morning.
Okay.
So
We can
that's
take a look at that.
Yeah.
I had a vision right after the election. I saw Elon Musk fleeing for his life. So I don't know if this is an attack against him. If everybody just starts to turn on him, I felt like he would actually flee.
He is not going to be able to stay in America. He is not going to.
Yeah.
Nope.
So we're asking, will they use the 25th Amendment? Is that what we want to take a look at?
Congress use the 25th Amendment. Will they use it?
Such a mess. Yeah, they have all the numbers and all of that. That's going to be a mess to clean up. How do you fix that? Issue out new socials for everybody?
We're so screwed. It's okay. We're going to be okay. All we got to do is get through this winter season. We're going to be all right. We're going to get through this. But listen, I think they're going to use it. They're going to try. Got the magician. They're going to pull that rabbit. The 25th.
I have the sun and the star next to each other. Don't get much better than that. Sun's the biggest yes card in the deck. And then the death card. It's an ending. Tired of the Mad King. I have death card crossed by the six of wands, which be if there's death because of the military intervention, it's an ending. They are all scheming behind the scenes, coming up with plans. Like I said, you have the thief. And I feel strong support for this. The house. Yeah, because they know it's a shite show. 9 of Swords here, which is the 5 of Wands. Mm-hmm. It's not going to go well for them. Everybody's going to be fighting for power because they're afraid of being prosecuted when Trump's gone. They have a fight here. 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I feel they would.
I feel like they're going to bring it up. I don't think all the Republican senators are going to go for it, though. But I do feel like they're going to. But together with some of the other things, I feel like this can bring about the death.
Yeah. Death card was my first card.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of death.
Yeah.
You want to look at it?
You got death card too. There you go.
Are we any closer?
Somebody asked, what deck am I currently using? This is the Arcanum deck.
It's very colorful.
Yeah. It's got really good pictures in here too. Kind of realistic and vibrant colors. All right. So do we want to take a look at Michael Cohen? We can take a look at
Sure, we can do
any
that.
backlash from his speech today.
Okay, can we? Yeah, that's a really good question. Can we look at his health really quick?
Health, sure.
To see if we're any closer.
Every time I read on his health, Lori, I always get the tower above him.
Okay, let's see. Mr. We've never gotten anything from NATO. How's his health? 25 for 45. House Donald Trump's health.
This is so interesting. I'll share mine in just a moment. I'll throw some.
Okay.
My flipper was interesting because it's what I always get when I look into him.
Want me to go?
Yeah, if you're all ready.
Well, we already know that, he doesn't follow any health advice. He eats the Big Macs, the filet of fish, the what's the other McDonald's, the super burger, the Big Mac.
The Big Mac, yeah.
There's a doctor's visit. No, he's still kicking. Still kicking along, trying to, not doing what he's supposed to do. He's sneaking some sniffy stuff on the side. That's going to get him back to the doctor again. He's going to have a problem with that, but he's still kicking. Damn it.
Well, it's interesting. And I had a vision not that long ago of Trump going into the light, like he was translucent with a beautiful light coming in, like a transition. And it kind of reminded me of like those memoriams, like at the New Year, of all the celebrities and people that have passed away. It kind of reminded me of that. I say that because my final outcome card here, which doesn't mean we're there just yet, is the Six of Swords. But if you look in this deck, it's like walking into a portal of light, like transitioning. It's a card of transition. Every time I read on him, I'm always pulled obviously to the brain, the heart, and then like the sacral chakra, which could be like kidneys, is kind of my feeling. So like the three Dantian energy systems. And if you look at this deck, the Empress came out. You can see them highlighting the mind here, the head space, the heart, and then the life force energy within the womb or sacral chakra. So I just thought that that's interesting because it's like an orb of all of those places that I intuitively pick up on. I get the third eye. So I think we're seeing obviously the cognition. He really needs to take a step back and rest. Four of Swords is not a good health card. And he's hanging himself from it with the Hangman here. He's just continuing to go out there, overdoing it, not resting, and it will be the end of him. I do think I agree with you. Three of Cups, which can be substances, getting some kind of treatment, because they're hiding. His administration is hiding the health.
Yeah, the big
There's a surgery or procedure right above him, Ace of Swords. And I actually think we're going to get like a public fall for him because he's got the root chakra. But when I pulled this, I felt like he's unstable. He's going to fall was my first thought with that.
He's going to fall. And they're just hiding him, They didn't hide him today, but he's going to be doing less speeches now.
But my final outcome is the Six of Swords. Like I said, it's very reminiscent to the vision that I had.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel like he'll be out regardless of if the health takes him out or if he uses the health to step down. I don't think he would step down, but they force him out. Yeah. But I don't know if he passes this year, but I bet you he passes by next year. Like in the next year or two. It could be sooner though too. There's a major medical event about to happen for him, I feel.
I think he does something that causes the ugly cry that I had in my dream, and then we really do another ugly cry when he's actually removed, like relief,
Yeah.
Because in my dream I said, I remember that day.
We're not far from it, but as somebody said, 3 months is a long time. If you're channeling a message, a couple of years really isn't that long, right?
No, I don't know. We got to be close now because it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly, Kevin.
I feel whether it's the health that takes him out, I do feel he will be leaving sooner than next year. I don't think he'll be around by midterms. I think that it's a very strong possibility this next few months may take him out. And when I've thrown it on it too, I think like July, like summer, feels really significant. So if the spring doesn't get him out, I feel like he's out by summer. I think he'll be out by midterms. I really do.
Okay. Just as long as he leaves. We're very grateful for everything that he made us aware of.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to look at there's just a giant big weather thing that's coming through.
Yeah.
It's going to hit a lot of, well, it's going to even hit your state, but Texas, big winter storm, Texas, Oklahoma, all of those places, all the way to the Panhandle. They're saying again.
Mm.
Can we look to see if the Texas electrical grid will hold?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not last year, but I believe the year before is when they got all of the freezing and they lost power. But I had felt at that time it would happen again. I thought it would happen last year, but maybe it's this year. Timing's always, the hardest thing to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Let's see. The sun's going to come in on my face, you guys. Sorry. That time.
After this, remind me to share my head about like shakers and that, because I do feel some big earthquakes, volcanoes coming in too.
Okay.
So I don't forget.
Will Texas electrical grid hold? Will the people be okay? Will the citizens of Texas be okay? Cancun Ted. Cancun cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a few years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Time flies.
How many people are pissed off?
People, I think it was longer than that.
It might have been 3.
It feels like forever ago to me. 2021.
Was it that long?
2021.
With these cards, I'm not sure if it's happening from the storm, but I see it happening soon.
What?
Some infrastructure issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they're going to have problems, but I think everybody.
I feel there'll be some, but there's going to be something more significant, either later on this winter or later on this year. Because I get people are really upset. People are pissed off. You have the Knight of Wands here, so it's like fiery action, wanting to change things. It's destined with the Wheel of Fortune here. It's a turning point to maybe get them, because they're on their own grid, I believe, right? That's the issue. So kind of bringing them into like network, because I get people being disappointed. There will be some people affected, but as the final outcome, and this is a little bit later on, I have people out in the cold, 5 of Pentacles, in the snow, it's cold, people being really disappointed. This can also be a card of making sure that you have done all of the work so that you're prepared, you have those resources for your family, right? You have food. If not everybody can afford a generator, making sure you have food, batteries, water, all of those kind of things, because families will be struggling, I get.
I think that there will be a problem, but I don't think it's going to be reminiscent. What I'm being told that it's not going to be a repeat of what happened back then.
Yeah.
Most people will be okay, is what I'm getting.
But I do see a big push to. I'm sorry, Lori.
There will still be some problems, but it's not anything like what it was.
Yeah.
Most people will be okay, hopefully.
I think from this storm, but there is something coming to be prepared for, I get. All right. Oh, I wanted to share my hit. We have all these solar activities, and they do affect like the ley lines and all of the earth energy. So oftentimes there's a lot of uptake in earthquakes and storms from all the solar flares. Because we had a big one, I think, yesterday or the day before. I can never sleep when we get them. So I've gotten a lot of broken sleep the last few days. But I felt we're going to see some earthquakes. I'm feeling a couple of significant ones. I feel like something maybe before the end of this month or very early February. February is really highlighted. Could even be 2 in February.
In your area?
No, I'm saying in the world. Big earthquakes that are significant. I do feel something on the West Coast too. Picking up something on the West Coast. To me, I'm being pulled a little bit more northern. So it could be Oregon, Washington, Northern California. They have that volcano too over there. Because I do feel there's an earthquake that triggers something. I don't think it's going to be, massive tsunami or, Armageddon kind of thing. But it does feel pretty significant. And I got a hit focusing in on 2026, a lot of volcanoes throughout the world. But I felt one where it was like a chain reaction, and I don't know how this all works, but like one volcano goes and then another, like 3. Chain reaction is what came through with it. I don't feel like that's here in the US. That may be more over in Asia, South Pacific. But just so everybody knows, I do feel something on the West Coast, and I do feel like over in Asia Pacific being a bit active the next couple months. All right.
Yeah.
There may be a volcano over, like I said, there's going to be activity off the coast of Oregon, and I do feel something up north too, maybe more Alaska, or even like that Kamchatka region that just had the volcano earthquake. But I feel it's going to be really seismically active next couple months.
In our, that area is always active, but not, the big high numbers. In our psychic development class, we all did readings on them and got that there would be some problems around Yellowstone.
Oh, interesting.
But nothing catastrophic.
I'm not feeling an eruption at Yellowstone. I mean, I could be wrong. I know that there's another psychic, and I don't like to say names or call others out, that have been predicting Yellowstone blowing up for like the last 5 years, and I just don't see that right now.
Yeah, it could just be around that fault line a little bit. Can we see
some earthquakes too, or maybe pressure building? But
can we do a quick reading to see if there's going to be any more around the Midwest? Because I keep getting the tower for the Midwest states.
Okay, so when you say Midwest, are you like Chicago?
Yeah, Illinois,
Minnesota, all of that.
Kentucky, yeah, all those areas. There
from
maybe
the storm,
fault line for earthquake.
Oh, like that New Madrid fault line,
whatever it's called. Yeah, I think that's. Will there be more significant earthquake in the Midwest this year?
I'm seeing like the number 4 or 5. So there may be like a Richter scale 4 or 5, but it doesn't feel like it's. I mean, that can be significant, but not like everything being demolished from something huge.
Echo said it was 4.6 in Illinois the other day, the one that you were talking.
Okay. We get earthquakes here on occasion. I remember when me and my husband lived at our other house, there was one where the epicenter was literally like a mile away over Lake Erie. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like a 4.4, 4.5. And I actually felt the ground drop momentarily. It wasn't anything long, but we did have a little bit of cracks up on our ceiling.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I am seeing a few problems with earthquakes there, but maybe it's going to be more like storms. We're
Yeah.
gonna have some problems with earthquakes in that area.
Well, and if there's even, I'm sure if there's a 4 or 5, they don't have the infrastructure for that either. Not to say that that's going to tear down a house, but there may be some property damage.
Make some changes, yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but
I agree with you, though. I pick up a lot of seismic and volcanic. I'm seeing a lot of fires for 2026. Um,
God, I hope
like
not.
Canada out west, a lot more fires. Australia, and there's going to be a lot of flooding and big storms too. I feel like we're going to get hit with all of it. It's not going to be an easy year for Mother Nature. Yeah, I'm picking up something small. Like I said, maybe a 4 or 5 may cause a little bit of property damage, but I'm not picking up on anything. It's going to tear down cities or anything like that.
I think the angels are going to help us and help us hopefully have a little better of a year because we're going through so much emotional hell.
I hope. It's like a purging process, though, too.
Come on.
Bringing in the new earth and releasing a lot of old energy that needs to come up to be purged, and kind of collectively that's what we're doing too, right? Kind of purging things that aren't working for our societies, for our countries. I don't think it will be only the US that we see major leadership change in the world. It's going to happen globally. So right. Well, we've been on for an hour. Do we want to read on Michael Cohen just to wrap up, or do we want to ask
I think he's
from Spirit?
What?
Or we can ask like a message from Spirit to help us during these trying times. Any advice or guidance?
I would love that.
For you. You want to do both?
Because Michael Cohen has dug his own grave.
Yeah.
There's no backhoe big enough to dig that sucker out. He's done.
I was on Sybil Harmony's channel on Monday, and I had heard that Midas Touch had let him go, but I had not heard of what he had done. So now he's saying that Tisha James forced him to testify. Mm-hmm. And is there stuff with Epstein stuff that's coming out with him, his connections with that? Is that
he supposedly they forced him to testify against Trump, but so that's why he said he did it. But he offered to his attorney to send in a letter that he had information on Epstein and Trump, and he would be willing to give that if they would give him less time in jail.
Oh, interesting.
If they would help get out of his jail predicament. And Lev Parnas uncovered Michael Cohen had a show with Lev Parnas, and Lev Parnas actually is the one that found the email.
Okay.
And so then it was just a big old cat fight over there in male podcast land, and Cohen was ousted, and so now he's a flip-flopper.
Can I tell you my hit? And we can throw cards and see, but I feel like he was bribed to say that. Like there was a money exchange. But I see him being backstabbed and betrayed. Like this is not going to go well for him. It's a shame because maybe he knew of, I don't know if I feel like, he was part of the trafficking or abuse. I think he knew and didn't say anything, which is still, obviously equally, well, maybe not equally, but still pretty bad. But I feel he had a chance to turn things around, to do good, and he just blew it for his own greed. It's going to lead to his own demise.
I didn't like him from day one. I didn't.
Yeah, didn't trust him.
I had people get really mad at me.
So we're looking at just general outcome for him, energy around him, or something specific?
Okay, we can. Where's he headed?
Where's he headed? Yeah.
Where's he headed? Where's Michael Cohen headed to? And does he have bricks? Does he have bricks attached to his ankles? That's all I want to know.
Does he go back to jail? That just hit me.
He's going to a different jail. He's going in a pond somewhere. Once upon a time.
All right.
Here's Michael Cohen going.
Oh, interesting.
He's going to the cemetery. Oh my God, the
He's
bus.
going back to jail. Karma is all over this. You reap what you sow. Picking a fight with somebody that he does not want to be picking a fight with. Truth will be released.
Cement shoes. Do we have a card for cement shoes? He's going to the cemetery.
I get the Page of Swords, more information dropping, can be communications or knowledge that he knew, and receiving his karma with the Wheel of Fortune. It's a turn for him. He's got the Seven of Swords, so this is being sneaky, calculated. I think somebody bribed him, but we have Justice crossing him here too. So there's going to be more legal challenges. I'm almost wondering if maybe he wasn't making as much as he was before when he was working with Trump, because I do get that there's a fear here for his family. So making some kind of deals, but he's pissing off the wrong people. If he thinks he can trust, I don't think it came directly from Trump. I think it was maybe people around him. He's got a fight ahead of him. He's going to want to go into hiding here, moving into calmer waters. And I get that disappointment and not being satisfied with offers from a group of people here as the final outcome. They'll turn on him.
Yeah.
But interesting, something going on with like the family though too, I think maybe part of the motive.
I don't know.
What are you getting?
I don't know what he does with his money, or he misses his crime family or something. He definitely, deals were made. I mean, deals were made, but this is where he's going. This, there's no coming back from this. He's alone.
Yeah.
His
agree.
thing that he built, he was making tons of money on the podcast with Mea Culpa. And
I'm sure. Probably not as much as he was making before, though, when he was.
No, Trump didn't have any money. Trump never has any money. Trump doesn't know how to handle any money. That's why he's going to bankrupt everything.
Yeah.
There's no way. He's cooked.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you reap what you sow, right?
Exactly. You're right. He definitely did a deal, and he needed money for whatever. I don't know if he's doing sniffy stuff, or I have no clue. I don't want to know. I want him to disappear.
Yeah.
Or piss
well, that's what you get for being greedy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Judy. Really appreciate that. Really helps our channels if you're able to. But if you're not able to, we appreciate you giving thumbs up and subscribing as well. All really helps. Leave a comment afterwards, so help with these nasty YouTube algorithms, right? All right. We were going to end with a message from Spirit.
Yes, please.
What messages does Spirit have for us during these trying times?
Get some tequila. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Everybody's just so exhausted right now.
Yeah. We do need to have like some pink cupcakes and some. I'm just saying that I'm on a diet, so of course I'm thinking of pink cupcakes and margaritas. Okay. Chips and salsa.
Hey, I'm good with some chips and salsa.
I'm hungry. All right.
Well, it's that time here on the East Coast, right?
Yes.
I got transformation.
All
and
right.
Actually, it kind of goes into a little bit of what I was saying before about all of these solar flares, earth purging stuff. You can see the earth coming in. It actually looks like an aurora around the earth. Transformation. Let me read the message out of the book here. The message is, and this might upset some people because I've said this in the past, and doesn't always go over well, but the message is suffering is optional. It says you're experiencing an ending. You're feeling you're feeling a loss as a hole or a void in your life. This empty feeling is a space for something new and better. A new way will reveal itself very soon. Pain is something that happens to all of us, but suffering is a choice. To suffer is to believe thoughts that are not your soul's truth, so not in alignment of who you really are. Justifying, analyzing, and rationalizing will separate you further from your soul's wisdom. From this state, you will blame yourself, another, or an event for feeling angry or sad. Focusing on the suffering will only cement the ideology or belief that created it. In other words, you become what you fight against. Now imagine what you can create by focusing on all the beautiful aspects of your life and what you're good at. Focus on where your life is filled with things that make you smile. Change starts with you, and all you desire begins with a dream. Where will you place your focus tomorrow morning? I think that's, for me, it's a message that resonates. It's hard, I think, as a lot of light workers, we see a lot of suffering and injustice going on in the world, and suffering of others. But when we sit in that frequency of suffering, it's not aligned with our soul or spirit, our higher self. It's more of that fear, lower vibration base. And when we get consumed by all that energy that we're seeing, it's almost like it's an outside distraction of like what we're in control of, our own personal vibration, what we have going inwardly, what we're in alignment with, our frequency inside, we mirror out into the world. So if you're sitting in the suffering of the world, we're kind of actively manifesting more of that. Now, that's what I would say is, rather than allowing all of the heaviness and all this, really ugly energy that we're going through to define who you are, I think it's better if we can kind of shift the perception and figure out how we can be of compassionate action for the world. So not internalizing everything going on in the world, focusing on that peace within, but then how can we help create the world that we want to live in, right? It's all about kind of shifting that perception, not taking on the weight of the world or feeling like you have to, you're responsible for that. But what can you do for action to make the world a better place?
You can go protest like we did yesterday.
You can, absolutely.
Woo-hoo! That went really well.
What are you getting, Lori?
Yeah, I mean, go through, there is agitation. Agitation is abundant. And we may feel like we don't have any more soons to give, right? We don't want to hear soon. We don't want to hear anything more, but we do need to turn to music and the arts. That's what I'm going to go to. Music, arts. If it's not funny, don't listen to it. If it's not loving, so we need more rom-coms and stuff.
Yeah.
Little teeny bit of the news, but go through, get rid of the agitation through it with some music and do something kind for somebody. Do something, like my brother says, continue to be beautiful you. Do something nice for someone. It fills
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And things that you're in control of, right? We're not in control of everything going on around us. So doing those, practicing that self-care and aligning in love or things that bring you joy. Go watching a funny movie. I think laughter is the quickest way to raise our frequency. If you're watching the news all the time, or even sometimes it's okay to take a break from us psychics, if you're feeling overwhelmed.
What?
Yeah. I get it. I have to take a break too sometimes.
No, don't take a break from me. I love you. I need y'all.
I hear you. But I'm just saying, like, if you're really overwhelmed by everything going on in the world, if you need to take some time for yourself to just be with yourself and kind of disconnect, that's what you got to do to keep a high vibration, to kind of manage through it. Transformation is coming in. Change is coming in.
It's coming.
So we have to shift things. People have to wake up during these times. And oftentimes when people are very uncomfortable or things affect them personally, it's what brings in that awareness to make that change. Mm-hmm. And I always say if everything was great all the time, it's a wonderful thought. Yeah, there you go. You gonna do it? If everything was great all the time, sure, we'd all be very comfortable, but we're not down here to be comfortable. We're down here to learn and grow and evolve and to raise our frequency. And you need those challenges in life to kind of put that test to you so that you can grow, right? But know that things have to get heavy before we get the results that we want. So change and transformation is on the horizon. Absolutely.
All right. I asked if we have any more Sims. I get in a 5. So
You're getting a 5?
5 minutes,
Yeah.
5 days, 5 weeks, but I'm going 5. And I'm a 5. I'm a 23 5. So I'm a 5. It's going to be all about change. 5s are change, right?
Yep, they are. Absolutely. All right, Lori. Well, it's so much fun having you on the channel. Really appreciate it. I look forward to hopefully being on your channel here soon. We'll talk. But thank you, and thank you all for watching. Again, hit that thumbs up, leave a nice comment afterwards. Go to Lori's channel, subscribe. Really helps us a lot. We appreciate it.
We do.
All right, take care, everyone.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Blessings, everyone.